what was the first big one? It was either the Jungle Book or Cinderella that was done like live action. And
damn, Cinderella did come out with one, didn't it? I've never seen that one.
And you go into it, like, obviously the story is one of the classic Disney stories or Disney princess stories. And you go into it and you watch it and you go, oh man, okay, I'm not really with this. Or I thought this was going to be as good as the original, and it's not.
Right.
Or perhaps it didn't. Maybe some people thought it was better. I don't know. But it just doesn't translate well, because then you have folks tweaking the story or tweaking the songs. It doesn't sound exactly the same because you don't have the same voice actors.
Right.
And it was just voice acting originally. Like The Lion King, I think, is the only movie thus far. Well, that and in the Jungle Book were the only ones, because you had talking animals or singing animals, where you could plug in anybody's voice you want to, and perhaps you get lost on the way it sounds. Like some folks who grew up with The Lion King, for example, when you got to the adult Simba, you got used to hearing Matthew Broderick's voice as adult Simba, not Donald Glover's voice. So for some folks, they might have got turned off there, where it was like, this doesn't sound like the Simba I grew up with, or this doesn't, Nala doesn't sound the way I grew up, sounding. They thankfully kept James Earl Jones.
Yeah.
And that was maybe a draw to some folks. Like,
he was like, it was cool having him play Mufasa still, but you could tell like it wasn't the same as like, you know what I mean? Right. And like, I do agree with you on that one. And I will admit, I did go in with that expectation. Sure. It's basically seeing like a carbon copy of the regular animation movie. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, I don't mind you putting your own spin on it. Sure. It's just make it good. They just make it sound good. They just didn't
put a good spin
on
it.
It didn't sound good. Okay. No, it didn't sound good at all. It was bad. All right. Beyonce was terrible as Nala. She's a terrible voice actress. She's not a good actress. The Beehive about to come higher for me. Yeah, right. But she's not. She doesn't perform well in movies. Like this was just like that. The Nala. Her interpretation of Nala was bad.
There's people I know personally that they planned on seeing the movie. They were going to go see the movie, and they flat out were just like, "Yo, I'm not even seeing it for Beyonce. I know she can't act." And again, I'm not naming them, but they were just like, "Yo, I know she can't act. Right? Like she can sing. He's like, I know she can't act. Yeah. And that's not why I'm seeing the movie." They went to go see him and still came out, disappointed.
And then so besides that. Donald Glover playing Simba, playing adult Simba. I'm cool with that one. I didn't have an issue with that one.
Yeah, he was a draw too. What I'm saying? Some of the folks I knew, they were like, Donald Glover.
Right. He was cool. Yeah. I love Timon and Pumbaa. Yeah. I thought they kind of stole the show for me. Okay. Like, they was cool. Yeah. Zazu was okay. Mufasa, like even Mufasa's death. Yeah. I didn't feel nothing. It just like fucking Scar killed Mufasa. I was like, really?
I'll say this: if I went in the theater, that was one of the things. Like I was putting tissues in my pocket. Right. I was assuming that I'm gonna sit here and cry in front of my kids or whoever else.
Seriously, it didn't do nothing for me. Wow. I'm like, no. Oh my God! Like
I've seen some daddy deaths in some movies before. I wasn't even expecting, or perhaps I was expecting. It was just like, oh man, I'm gonna just sit back so my son doesn't see me cry or whatever. Yeah. Wow, really?
Man, Mufasa death didn't do it for me. And then Rafiki, I thought they completely fucked Rafiki up.
Really?
When he met Simba, when he went to go, go tell him that he could still talk to Mufasa or whatever, he didn't do the fucking Squash Banana song. He didn't do the lesson, like the fucking stick lesson. Whoa. Yo, the past can hurt. Yeah. But you can either run from it or learn from it. That was a big moment in that movie. Wow. That was what it, like, I've learned from that shit, man. I still go back to that. Sure. Like, damn, Rafiki said, man, I can even learn from this or run from it, man.
Maybe
the fucking, when Simba talked to his father again, they didn't do the fucking silhouette. It was just a fucking fog of clouds and thunder and lightning and his voice. I'm like, yo, give me the Mufasa silhouette. Maybe you done gave me. Come on, man.
Maybe they just felt like, maybe they just focused too much on just doing a retelling, the concept of retelling, and not the concept of making something that a new generation of kids can fall back on. Yeah. Maybe they just assume, well, y'all can just go back to the animated one if y'all looking for lessons, like real emotion. We just trying to retell a story here.
That's that might have been it.
Damn.
But whatever it was, man, it was not good. Yeah. It was not Aladdin. Yeah. I enjoyed the Latin remake. Okay. I enjoyed the live action Aladdin because Will Smith. Yeah. as the genie, that was like the make or break. Like Will Smith has to nail Genie. I thought he did an excellent job as a genie.
All right.
He's able to put his own spin on it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? He got his Will Smith. He got like a little bit of hip hop vibe to him.
I think
he got his comedy side to it.
Yeah, with that,
he wasn't trying to be Robert Williams.
Right. Some people, I think, got that message.
Robin Williams, excuse me.
I think some people got that message. It was just like, look, don't go in here expecting him to be Robin Williams, okay? Like, just see this for what it is.
Right.
Like, don't do that. And then maybe people didn't do that with The Lion King. Maybe they didn't say, look, don't look at this as don't think we just took everything frame by frame and just redid it. All right, because some of the actors we couldn't even get back, or some of the voice actors we couldn't even get back. So don't look at this like this is supposed to be the same thing. Maybe they just didn't put out that warning first. But man, I didn't expect it to get reviews like that, I guess. All right. Yeah. I guess I ain't gonna see it.
Yeah, man. Lion King, you that's one. If you ask me my opinion on it, yeah, you good on that one. Just wait.
All right.
Like I had to come home and watch the original just to make sure I wasn't tripping. I said, was I tripping? Was that movie that bad? I watched the original that same night. I was like, yeah, that was that bad.
Oh shit.
That was that bad, man. That shit was tough, man. They fucking botched that movie so bad.
I think I watch the original. Oh shit.
Some other like us, that really didn't do it for me.
Okay.
Like it was okay. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like I remember people saying, they're doing reviews. This is going to be the scariest movie of like such since this movie and that and that. It wasn't scary at all. First of all, there's like a couple of jump scare spots.
Yeah.
But like I guess it's like the message in the message or the message in the movie is deeper than what it needs to be. Okay. But it wasn't. First of all, it wasn't entertaining.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? I'm going there to be entertained by a movie, and if I could take out a lesson from it and dive a little bit deeper in it as well, that's great.
Okay,
but it wasn't entertaining, and then I understand whatever they want to say, like the message in the movie, you got to dive deep into it, read about it. Okay, blase. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
but no, that movie was okay at best.
All right,
like Get Out was excellent.
Yeah,
Get Out was fucking phenomenal when that came out a couple of years ago. But this one could I'm good on that.
I guess people. They've seen something once, they expect it again, whether it's positive or negative. Positive, where it's like, yo, I saw this really good movie. You doing another one? Are you doing something? The same people are making another one? All right, I'm expecting the same thing.
Right.
And that's a marketing ploy where you see a movie and it tells you, from the director of, such and such movie or, starring, this person. You're expecting the same kind of quality.
Yeah.
And it's not always that way.
Yeah.
You're more apt to, this is just my opinion, a person is more likely to be lied to or deceived from somebody and get the same thing from the same person than a movie or album or TV show or, whatever. They get something good from that or even bad from that once. And they're expecting the same thing. Like you're more apt to be lied to by somebody than you are to get the same thing twice out of something in media.
Yeah,
like that. And the same thing could be said for like something bad. Like if there are folks that put out bad products or maybe something that was generally reviewed as bad, and they get another opportunity to do something else, and maybe the next thing is good, or maybe it takes a couple of swings and misses or a few swings and misses before you finally get that good one.
Right.
Which, speaking of movies or music or whatever, you don't get many chances at that point. Or I guess the same thing could be said in, just people, period, or in society. But you see something once and you expect, the same kind of product out, the next time around. It's kind of, for example, we're talking about movies and talking about superhero movies. There have already been two, I guess, iterations, if you will, of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And if they do another one, like folks are kind of like, okay, they didn't do it right the first two times. I don't care what's coming out this time.
Right.
I'm gonna go see it just to see it, and okay, whatever. And who knows? The next time they put one out, it should be pretty good. I would hope. Because I'd like to think that the MCU now has it now.
You hope they do justice by it,
right? So you would think anything. I mean, the MCU doesn't put out trash necessarily, unless you just all out hate superhero movies.
Yeah.
There are obviously some that are way better than others, but I think on a scale of 1 to 10, they put out like 6s or 7s at worst.
At worst, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen one bad MCU movie yet.
Right.
Like, there's been ones that's like, but it wasn't bad.
Right. I don't want to branch off too much, but I mean, just that concept. It's like, okay, the Fantastic Four, for example, everything that they put out before, trash.
Right.
So you're expecting the next one to be possibly trash, or
right.
more likely trash. So yeah, I don't know.
Definitely
the Lion King. Yeah, you walk in there going, yeah, this is gonna be good, and you're like, what the fuck was that?
Man.
You know what? That it's not coming out this year, but I was thinking of maybe because of the fact that it's Africa and it's James Earl Jones. I'm like, yo, Coming to America 2's coming out at some point. So you walking in there thinking, yo, this is gonna be real good. Because Coming to America is, if it's not my favorite movie, it's like 2 or 3 on my list.
That is
so
I'm like, a cinematic classic.
I'm seeing this movie, like I'm dropping everything, almost all my responsibilities to see this movie, and I'm gonna be
shit matter when it drops.
Right. Like, and I'm gonna be really disappointed in life in general if I walk out of the theater and it's trash.
So how you feel about Coming to America 2?
Yeah,
is how I felt going into seeing Lion King.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Oh man, it's
just
such
you
a shame.
just kind of hope that it lived up to the expectations. Yeah. Lion King didn't do it. Yeah. I'm hoping Captain America Coming to America. Right. I hope it definitely does it because they got pretty much the whole cast back.
Yeah, they got some new, a couple of new faces at least that usually are quality actors or actresses. But yeah, they managed to get back everybody so far that they can. Some people are up in age, like James Earl Jones, and shout out to him. He's actually family. I never really told anybody that, but he is through my grandmother, my maternal grandmother's family tree. He's in that family tree.
Really?
Yeah. So was. So, like going to Lion King, I had a few family members that had a vested interest in seeing the movie. Obviously, they probably came away disappointed, but they were like, "Yo, that's family. We gonna go see this movie."
That's what's up.
Yeah. And that's kind of the same thing with me. Is like, yo, that's family technically. I mean, we're like, for me, I want to say I'm 3 degrees removed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how that works, but yeah, through my mama's mama, in her family tree, he's in there. He is there.
That's pretty dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
But yeah, I'm looking for this movie to be really good. It's been a while since I guess you could say I enjoyed the Eddie Murphy movie that he put out. Like I got to keep going back to back in the vault or back into the archives, if you will, because it's been years.
Yeah.
To see like funny shit or like good stuff from him, because he's had some swing and misses.
Yeah, definitely.
And I don't want to watch Shrek or any of the Shrek movies to get to get something funny out of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking for this to be really really good because the first one was good.
Yo, it seemed like to me, I was just thinking about this the other day. Black cinema, black movies, they was like 10 times better in like the 90s and like the early 2000s than I think they are around this time period.
They in that era, excuse me, that era, if you will, they did the best they could with what they had
and produced fucking classics, yo.
So you would think that Hollywood or powers that be would put out, or would start putting more towards it. Like you wouldn't have to. And I'm not hating on Tyler Perry. Like you wouldn't have to have Tyler Perry do what he's done.
Yeah.
Like you would think Hollywood would just step in and just be like, yeah, okay, whatever you want, you can have this, that, and not have your regular names. I shouldn't say regular names, but like your small pool of bankable actors in Hollywood, like Denzel, Halle Berry, Will Smith, just to name a few.
Right.
You would have. You think you'd have like maybe more so a plethora of black actors to do it, because now still if you have an all-black cast, and it kind of sucks because, and I'm kind of branching off or whatever. It sucks to have a movie like Black Panther be like, yo, this was a predominantly black cast, real huge, obviously uber successful to say the least. But now when you still, it seems like you still have these, predominantly black casts. They have to go through like a small branch of a major studio to get that movie out. And you have some production company, like for example, it's not 20th Century Fox, it's Fox Searchlight Pictures, I think it is, which is a smaller branch that does lower budget, quote unquote indie movies that are putting out these predominantly black